Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we will be talking about the known issues as of 1.5.4. So this is a thread that I found out about last patch, 1.5.3, and we did go over it then, and now the devs have updated this patch again, this thread about the patch again, and pretty much what this is it's pretty much all the stuff that the devs are currently working on in terms of changes and fixes. Not like big content stuff that's coming, right? But like changes and fixes to stuff that's, might have a problem, might need an addition to it, and stuff of that nature. And they update it every big patch. So every big patch, I decided to make a video. And it's kind of like a changes and fixes roadmap. So yeah, there it is. So a lot of new stuff has been added to this, and some stuff has been taken off, obviously, because it's already been fixed. So yeah, I don't know if it's going to be one video or two videos. I want to keep them a little bit below 20 minutes, so I might do two parts to this because each drop down has quite a bit of stuff to it. Some have a little bit of stuff, some have more stuff, as you can see. So yeah, let's start off and see where it goes. I am going to link this down below if you want to go check it out for yourself. So let's get into it. So known issues. The issues that you can read below are known issues to the team. Developers are able to reproduce these issues and started working on them. Please note that this is a preliminary list and is prepared from our internal to-do list. This list is updated from patch to patch. Boom. As you can see, it was updated in the 1.5.4 beta. So first one we have is animations. So Weaponsmith animations had some issues. That is pretty much whenever what do you call it? Whenever a weapon is crafted in the smithy. So there have been some issues there. We have some of the character creation child animations are bugged. So pretty much character creation when it comes to children, those animations are bugged. We have sitting on log animation is not properly working. So it's kind of it's some minor changes here, to be honest with you. Then we have sitting around idols animations have wrong upper body animations. Face animations need some polish. We have fishing rod model disappears. Players can crouch just before hideout cinematic, causing the camera to go inside the player's body. Okay, so that's a problem. Then we have companion players, villager idle animations when on villager screen. So a lot of minor ones. Obviously, this one's a little bit more, probably what's it called? A bigger problem where the camera kind of goes inside the player's body. All the other ones are kind of minor. So there it is for animations. Let's go to art. So then we have a lot of these are going to be a lot of stuff that's missing, some visual issues and stuff of that nature. As we can see, some harness reins are not held properly by the player hero. Missing visuals on the Sturgia helmet. Highland Warland bracers have visual issues. So like these kind of sections are kind of, they're more to the point, straight to the point, and it's just like there's not much to say about them, right? It's just a lot of, as you can see, morphing issues. By morphing, they mean is like where when some things happen to a troop when it comes to armor, which makes them become like this big tumbleweed. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it either in your game. It's happened to some Azrai troops, and it's happened to some Battanian troops right now as well. And that's kind of why I don't know if it was the hotfix or the main beta patch where they removed some of the gloves from one of the Battanian troops because they were having those issues. We got some clipping issues, boots and meshes. Then we have more clipping problems on throwing knives. Some beards are not shown properly. Siege barricade models are under investigation. Okay. And then we have beard goes to the Southern Noble helmet. This is under investigation as well. So under investigation, I'm pretty sure means that they cannot reproduce these yet. They are trying to figure out a way how to reproduce this so they can start working on it. But yeah, next up is barter. So the player can gift empty barters to other lords. This has been a problem since the start, so hopefully they can get on this. This is and sometimes I don't know how it works in this patch at this point, but in past patches this would also gain you reputation and a charisma buff, because even though you would gift nothing, it would still give you like a positive gifting reward of reputation and of what's it called, charisma, right? Then we have player's brother is listed in the marriage barter screens. This is not intended design, so whenever you get married, you and your brother marry them, so yeah, that's been a problem. Then we have marriage barter can sometimes show unintended characters for marriage. This includes characters that have died and stuff of that nature, so yeah, definitely needs a change. Then we have wrong inventory is shown for the player when bartering with the brother. Okay, so different inventories is shown. I have not heard about this bug, but that does not sound like a good one. Then we have no access to item inventory while persuasion bartering a lord. This is not intended design. So no access to item inventory while persuading a... Okay, so sometimes when you persuade a lord, your inventory does not show up, or you do not have access to your inventory, which obviously you should if you're going to barter with somebody. Next we have is campaign map. So the village of Armagnac has wrong production icon on the campaign map. Okay. Okay, so what this pretty much means is like every village, depending on what they make, they have a different like map model. If it's a place that makes hardwood, you can see obviously if you really zoom in onto the map next to the village, you're gonna see some trees cut down and some like some logs being laid down and stuff of that nature. So I'm guessing obviously the village's production is one thing, but then on the map it's shown as something else, right? If we're just going off that. Then we go. There are 2 Azar villages named Aewalitas in the game. I didn't even notice this, but okay. That seems like an easy fix. Well, in a way, because I don't know exactly how they code it. I don't know if well, yeah, you'd have to change more than the name, because unless they... Interesting. It just depends how they code it, because if they coded the village's like operations to be linked to the village's name instead of another name that they use for it, then because this can just be the showcase name, like the name that's showcased to the player, but not the name that they use for it in the code, if that kind of makes sense. But I have no idea how it's coded, so couldn't tell you. Plus my coding is very, very bad, so take it with a grain of salt. Then we have some of the assets in the world map is misplaced. Okay. Then we have the character icon in the map might change to someone else's besides the player's model. We're investigating this issue. Okay. They have campaign map camera gets stuck while moving automatically. Camera gets stuck. That's a big problem. Then we have, when besieging, so does it get stuck in the same way as if you were in a town, or is it just depends how it gets stuck? It's kind of vague. Then we have when besieging Fintal Castle, the water is seemingly located in the nearby river. It has no actual effect on gameplay. Okay. So I guess they don't want them to be in the river. Okay, that makes sense. Then we have flying houses and textures in the world map are known. I have actually not seen this, but okay. Next we have is character creation. So, and I just thought in my head, we are going to keep this video 20 minutes. Once we hit the 20-minute mark, I'm just going to cut it off and we're going to do part 2. Because I don't want to keep it way too long, because, yeah, you know why. Long videos isn't for everyone. Then we have, so character creation, resetting the set values in character creation makes the hair and beards disappear. Okay. Which shouldn't happen, because obviously you should just be reset to the normal, which, would include some of this, I'm guessing. Then we have player hero name does not get saved when they change it. Okay, that's probably a problem. Yeah, that's minor. Then we have extra focus points issues on the character creation system is being under investigation. So some people are getting extra focus points. Ooh, okay. Someone should drop the guide on how you can do that. They probably get a lot of attention. But yeah, probably something that does need to be fixed. Next is character development system. So character name resets every time whenever the name sentence opens in the character creation phase. I'm guessing this has to do kind of similar to this, where the player hero name does not get saved. Sounds kind of similar. Then we have trait leveling doesn't work properly. The leveling system needs, I think, some changes definitely. And I feel like we need more attribute points and focus points. They become very rare once you get farther into the what's it called, the campaign. I feel like they should, obviously I understand you should level up a little bit slower the higher the level you are, but it just feels like I haven't seen an attribute point or a focus point in like 3 in-game years at this point, and it's like, what's happening? Where's my, where's like, I just feel like I'm not leveling at all. If that's just kind of what it feels like. Then we have some of the companions does not have any focus points allocated in the related skills. Okay, so some companions pretty much have no points in any of the skills that they're supposed to be good at. Then we have some of the perks of the trade skill is not fully implemented. Okay, so some trade skill perks are not going to be fully working. Then we have companions can upgrade bandit troops to regular troops without the disciplinary skill. Oh no, they're starting to crack down on the juice. They're starting to crack down on it. So people, this is what you would always do. If you had this and you didn't have this skill perk, yeah, you would always get the perk anyways, because I think the other option wasn't even that good. But before you get this skill, what you would do is you would give it to a companion, the troops, they would level them up, and then you would just take them back. Or, what you can do, shoot, I don't even know if a developer might be watching this, but I've stated this in multiple videos. I actually made a video talking about how to use this to your advantage, and I'm pretty sure other people have made videos about this as well. So it's not a secret. Hopefully, it's a thing that developers should look into as well, to be honest with you. But what you can do is if you own a fief, you can put the bandit troops into the garrison, and they will, if they're ready to level up. That's very important. If they're ready to level up, put them in the garrison, wait a day or two, and then they're going to be auto-upgraded, and then you can take them out. Unless they need a horse, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that works as well. Next we have is clan and party. When free prisoners recruited, they exceed the party limit size of companion parties. I've seen this, yeah. So companion parties, sometimes you see on the map like, oh, they've lost this amount of troops, or this amount of troops have deserted from their party, and I'm pretty sure this is the reason, because whenever they free troops, they recruit them all, regardless if they can afford to keep them or not. Then we have, at the start of the tutorial, the player is paying a wage to the brother. Okay, I actually have not seen this, and I have recently started a new game, so I have not seen this, but it might be once you do get him from the mission, if that kind of makes sense. Okay. Newly created party with only one member costs too much. This is not intended to design. Okay. Then we have another big issue. I don't know if they're working on it, if they're going to work on it. But whenever a companion dies, for some reason, their party then has to, obviously ride back to a town to disband or whatever. But as they're riding back to that town, I've noticed that I've had to pay 5,000 to 6,000 per day for that group. When in all reality, I shouldn't have to pay nothing for them anymore, because guess what? The guy I paid to pay them is dead. If that kind of makes sense. Like the companion who was the leader of that party is dead. So it's like, and if they're going to a town to disband, I don't understand why I'm paying them 5,000 to 6,000, or paying them anything, to be honest with you, for them to run back to that town and then just disperse, if that kind of makes sense. So I think that it really needs to be looked into. I don't know if other people had that issue, but I have had that issue a lot. Pretty much every time a companion dies, I know for the next 2-3 days, like of in-game days, I'm paying that much, and it's quite a lot. Then we have some companions can spawn without traits. That is not good. We've had problems with that when it came to children. Pretty much, being born with no traits. Whenever they grow into adult, they still have no traits, and pretty much being useless. And this can also lead to an issue of a lot of companions being useless. And since companions are being rotated a lot more now because of obviously the in-game deaths, if you do have it enabled, like the in-battle deaths. So this is a problem. There are children not spawning / activating upon reaching adulthood issue is being investigated. Same thing. I'm pretty sure about the traits, or if they're not spawning / activating. I'm pretty sure what they mean by spawning / activating is like getting their traits and becoming an adult and stuff like that, right? Then if the player updates the banner color while they have a clan party, the party's banner does not get updated. It's kind of minor. They have companions take former prisoners to party over the limits. And pretty sure this is kind of like the same as here, right? Companions take former prisoners to make the... yeah, these are very similar. These are like the same things, I'm pretty sure. Literally the same things. Allies can recruit troops in enemy towns. Yep, that should not happen. Army members recruit from raided villages. Also shouldn't happen, but I have noticed this and I actually have used this to my advantage. So it is what it is. Then we have a companion party disappears when disbanded instead of adding to the garrison. Yeah, they don't add to the garrison and they don't actually disappear either. They run around. Well, they do disappear into a town, right? And never to be seen again. But as they're running to that town, you can still see them on the map. You can't interact with them. You can't do anything with them. They're like a ghost, pretty much, a ghost party. But they cost you so much money. And that's a real big problem that I am having. Next up is combat AI. So infantry with javelin stucks. Wait, what? Infantry with javelin stucks at aiming if a friendly troop stands in the line of fire. Oh, so infantry with a javelin gets stuck at aiming if a friendly troop stands in the line of fire. Okay. Then when all primary siege devices get broken, attacker AI might not work as properly. Very true. Very true. There's a lot of problems that I have noticed actually recently when it comes to sieges. For some reason, it's gotten worse. A lot more troops are getting stuck. A lot more troops are running at the wall. Like if you tell all your troops to charge in, and there might be literally holes in the wall, you know, because you obviously broke down the wall. They're still going to be running into, like, you know, a wall that's not broken at all, like a fully built wall. They're going to run straight into it, and then they're just going to kind of like run in place against the wall. And that's not an issue that should be happening. That's very poor design in my opinion. That really needs to get fixed very soon. There's always been problems with sieges, but you know, I have overlooked them. But sieges are getting to the point where it's just like we need to see some change quick, or it's going down worse and worse in my opinion. Then we have sometimes the battle order might not work as intended. Okay. Then we have the AI logic issues while defending in sieges are known and being investigated. There's a lot of AI logic when it comes to attacking as well. Defending is a problem, I'll give you that, but there's a lot of problems with the attacking AI logic as well. Then we have AI formation issues regarding the defensive circle order are known. Okay. Then we have AI agents are retreating when they are near the scene borders, even if they are following enemies to attack. Oh, so the AI agents are retreating when they're near the scene borders, even if they... Okay, so they, like, I guess they changed their mind and then they go retreat instead of attacking, even though that was their plan. I really don't understand how this is written, but okay. They have soldiers slowing down while changing formations. They have AI gets stuck in a broken battering ram. They have talked about this previously. They have AI behavior noticeably different when left to their sergeant's command. So when one person dies in battle, their secondary choice, they start acting different. There it is. Then we have conversations and encounters. So bribery dialogue does not open when you speak to the Lord's Hall Guard. This is not intended design. It should open. There it is. Making peace is cheaper than the safe passage option. Obviously, that doesn't make sense. They have talked about this in the 1.5.3 version. I remember this specifically because I did talk about it. It makes perfect sense. The safe passage option is when you don't want to fight a specific party. They catch you out and you ask them, hey, if we pay you enough, can you just leave us alone? And then obviously making peace is like with the whole kingdom. So, you know, if you're going to make peace with one party for just a short amount of time so you can just get away, it should cost significantly less than, you know, making peace with the whole kingdom. Makes sense. Then we have hero parties join to the enemy parties when attacking looters. That doesn't make sense as well. That should be fixed. I get that. Okay. Then we have brother does not recognize character during the first interaction. This is not intended design, and we have talked about this before. So there it is. And next we have is crafting. We have some of the crafting pieces prices is higher than the weapon itself. Not intended design. Then we have some of the polearm crafting blade prices have very high damage, causing us to craft them easily and sell them for expensive price. Oh. They're cracking down. They're cracking down on the operation. And so there it is. We see finally some talk about that. Okay. If crashes, I think we're going to end with crashes and do the rest in part 2. Because we have a little bit more to go. So crashes. The game can rarely crash when exiting the game while calling for a UI element. The game can rarely crash while quitting the game. The game will crash only if you paste anything into the character creation screen. Game crashes if the player does not enter any settlements and attack a neutral settlement while mercenary. Game crashes when confronting the army of the gang leader and Marineth. And then we have, I probably pronounced that so bad. Oh my god. Then we have crafting and bigger battles are being, I said crafting. Crashes. I've been saying crafting this whole time. Oh man. Crashes in bigger battles are being investigated. Crash after fighting the Sinoan waterfront is being investigated. And then obviously assaulting these castles will cause a crash. So there's not much to say about that. Game crashes. Always good to see that they are working on them. Like I said before, I've seen very low crashes that's happened to me while playing, right? I think I've seen 3 crashes in 500 hours, which is very good for an early access game. I'll be very honest with you. And I think they are on top of crash fixes, in my opinion. So, good on them. But alright, probably going to record part 2 as soon as I just, click the record off button for this video. But I do want to keep them a little bit shorter, to the point, and yeah, see you guys in part 2.